Okay, so let's look at the grade C questions on this paper, which is the May 2009 paper 1 foundation tier. So we start off with question 14, which is a scattergraph, and we want to write down the weight and height of the tallest of the 10 people. So each of those cross is a person, and it tells you both the weight by reading off this axis and the height by reading off this axis. So we're looking for the tallest person, so we're looking for the person that is the highest up here. So it's going to be this person. We need to check what the scale is going up in, and you can see here it's going from 130 to 140 in 10 jumps, so each square is 1 centimeter, and similarly this is going from 30 to 40 in 10 jumps, so each square is 1 kilogram. So it's an easy scale. The zigzag here is just to show that it's a broken axis below 130 and 30, so we can't read anything off in there. Right, so for this then, the weight of this person is going to be 70 kilograms, and the height of this person is 175 centimeters. Write down the type of correlation shown by the scatter diagram. Well, as one axis goes up, so does the other. The dots here are both heavier and taller than the dots here. So as one variable increases, so does the other. That's positive correlation. Draw a line of best fit by eye. So we want our line of best fit to be going at pretty much the same slope as the crosses. So it isn't going to be something like that, or it isn't going to be something like that. It's going to be more, I would say, that kind of. But it doesn't go through 0, 0, and it, you know, that there is a degree of error that they accept there, but that's pretty good as far as following the slope of the points that have been plotted. Estimate the weight of a person of a height 165. So what you need to do is actually do this on your graph so that the examiner can see what you're doing. So 165 is there, so you go across from 165 to your line, so mark that on your graph, put arrows on it to show which way you're heading. I'm going across from 165, and I'm going to go down to read that off my line. Now the examiner is going to use your line, so if your line is different, it's got a different value, so long as the examiner can see that you've used the line, you're going to get the marks. For mine, I've got an estimate of 61 kilograms. So for that page, you're going to get 1 and 1 for correctly reading those two values. You'll have 1 for the correlation, 1 for the best fit, and 1 for using your line of best fit. So total marks for that page: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 marks. We then need to answer this question for the scatter graph that we've drawn. Is it possible to tell from the scatter diagram which was the first of the 10 people to be weighed and have their height measured? You must give a reason for your answer. Well, the answer is no, it's not possible, because the order is in height and weight order, going from short and less heavy to tall and more heavy. The order that they've been plotted on there you can't tell. So no, you cannot tell, because the order on the graph goes from short, light to tall, heavy. Not in order of when measured. So you ought to be saying something like that. Okay, so you get one exclamation mark for that. Okay. The recipe for mixed berry yogurt shake appears in an old cookery book. Inside the cover of the book, the reader is told that 1 cup is equal to 250 milliliters, 4 ounces is approximately 115 grams, and 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters. Complete the recipe for the serving of 8 people using milliliters and grams. So rather than 4 cups, I need that in milliliters. So 1 cup is 250 ml. So 4 cups will be 4 lots of 250 milliliters, which is double and double again. So 250, double 500, double again 1000. So that's going to be 1000 milliliters. And the same for the low-fat natural yogurt, same quantity. So 1000 low-fat yogurt. Mixed summer fruits, 16 ounces. Well, 4 ounces is 115 grams. So 4 goes into 16 4 times. So I'm going to have 4 lots of 115. Okay, so 16 ounces is what I've got. Every 4 ounces is 115. So 16 ounces is going to be 4 lots of 115, because 4 ounces goes into 16 ounces 4 times. 4 lots, double again, double it, you get 230, double it again, you get 460. So we've got 460 there. And tablespoons, 1 tablespoon is 15, so 4 tablespoons will be 4 lots of 15, double again, 60. So 60 milliliters of honey. Jamie has large quantities of natural yogurt, mixed summer fruit and honey, but only has 5.5 litres of semi-skimmed milk. Find the largest number of people for whom Jamie can make mixed berry yogurt shakes. So 1000 milliliters is the same as 1 litre. So 1000 milliliters is 1 litre. Jamie has got 5.5 litres. So 5 litres will make 5 times as much. So 5 times 8 people. And he's got half a litre left over, which will make half as much. So half as much would be for 4 people. So in total, Jamie can make enough yogurt shake for 44 people. Okay, so just look at that again. You need to know 1000 milliliters is the same as 1 litre. He's got 5.5 litres, so the 5 litres will make 5, as long as he's got enough of everything else, which the question's saying he has, 5 times that quantity. So if that quantity serves 8 people. 5 times as much, 5 eighths are 40. The other half a litre will make half of those quantities, so that would serve half of 8, 4 people, so in total 44 people. Okay, so the marks for that, you'd get 1 mark for each conversion, and for this you'd have 1 mark for the conversion, for splitting up the 5.5 litres and knowing the equivalent, and 1 mark for the half as many. Total for the page, 8. Complete the following table by placing a tick in any box where the given statement is true. So we're looking at a square, a parallelogram and a trapezium. So I would draw those to do the comparison. So it doesn't have to be a work of art. That's going to be a square. A parallelogram is a squashed rectangle, and a trapezium is a shape that's got 1 pair. So there are others that they can look different, but that's how you typically should remember those. So a square, the statement, all diagonals are equal in length. Well, they're not equal in length in that, because that diagonal is longer than that one. They're not equal in length, or they don't have to be equal in length on that one, but they're always equal in length in a square. Opposite angles are equal. Well, they're equal in a square. All angles are equal, so the opposite ones are. And they're equal in a parallelogram. That one there is equal to that one there, and that one there is equal to that one there. But they're not the same in a trapezium. You can see there that that is obtuse, that's acute, and so forth. Only 1 pair of opposite sides are parallel. Well, there are 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. There, those are parallel, and those are parallel. Here, only 1 pair are parallel. And the diagonals are lines of symmetry is only true in a square, where that is symmetrical and that is symmetrical. If that was a rhombus, it would be true if it was a squashed square, but because it's a squashed rectangle, that's not the case. So it's only the square, but that's true. Okay, B. Explain why 3 lines of length 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters and 10 centimeters cannot be used to form a triangle. Now if you just think about this and then wonder about how to put it in words, if you've got a long side and then you've got 2 sides who don't add up to be greater than the longest side, they'd end up lying flat and not touching. So in order for a triangle to be formed, the 2 shorter sides must add up to be greater than the length of the longer side. Otherwise you've got this gap and they will just drop down and lie flat. Okay, so the 2 shorter sides must add up to be greater than the longer side. Otherwise they don't touch. Don't, won't, can't. To form a triangle. So that's that one. 2 exterior angles of a triangle are 150 and 110 degrees. Calculate the size of the 3rd exterior angle. So if because I've scribbled that down there, if I draw another triangle over here and see how that works. So the exterior angle would be there. If that exterior angle is 150 degrees, the interior angle must be 30 degrees because they've got to add up to 180. Similarly, if I go up here, if that exterior angle is 110, then that means that the inside must be 70. So I've got two of my internal angles. So the third angle is going to be 80, because 70 and 30 are 100, so that means that this one has to be 80. And that means that the final exterior angle must be 100, because that has to add up to 180 as well. So the answer is 100 degrees. And the method there, you'd have 1 mark for finding the two internal angles, 1 mark for finding the missing internal angle, and 1 mark for working out the final exterior angle. Okay, final question, so the final C grade question. Expand the brackets. That means that you have to multiply what's outside by every term inside. So we're going to do C times C cubed, which means what you're doing is C times, and then C cubed is C times C times C times itself 3 times. So that's C to the 4. Take 5C. This one, clear out each bracket first. So we're going to have 4 times 2D is 8D. Signs, that's a plus, that's a negative. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. Negative 12. Plus 15, and again, signs are different, so it's negative 21D. Then you gather up your like terms. So I got a D term there. It's got no sign in front of it, so I know it's a plus. And I've got that D term there, and I've got this number term here and this number term here. So I've got 8D, so I'm at plus 8 on my number line, and I'm going down 21 places, which means I end up at 13, negative 13. I go from plus 8 all the way down to negative 13. So negative 13D, and then here I'm at negative 12 and I'm going up 15, so I'm going back above 0, so it's going to be plus 3. So negative 13 plus 3, or 3 take 13D is correct as well. And then finally we've got a multi-stage equation. So this one is solve, it's got an equal sign, so I want an answer E equals. First thing to do, get rid of the bracket. So I get 7E and 12, nothing changes on that side, and this side becomes 3 times E plus 3 times 6 is 18. You want your E's collected together on one side only, so I want to get rid from the right hand side of that 3E. It's a plus 3E on that side, so in order to get rid of it I got to subtract 3E, and if I subtract 3E from one side I have to do it from the other side as well. So this side becomes 7E add 12, take away the 3E, and now all that's left on that side is 18, or plus 18. I can simplify this. 7E take 3E is 4E to that. Now I want to get the E on its own. The next thing I have to do is get rid of the add 12. I do that by taking 12 off both sides, so it's gone from there, and I said take 12 on that side. So 4E equals 6, and then the 4 and the E are joined by a times, so to do the opposite of timesing by 4 I have to divide by 4. So I could leave that as 6 over 4, it's correct, or I could do divided by 4, half and half again, comes to 1.5. But if you leave it as 6/4 or 3/2, you'll get the marks. Marks for that: 1 mark for clearing out the brackets, 1 mark for clearing out the brackets, 1 mark for tidying up. And for this one, you'll have 1 mark for clearing out the brackets, an answer mark for getting it down to 4e plus 12 equals 18, and a final mark for working out the 6/4, 3/2 or 1.5. Here you're going to get 1 mark for the square boxes, 1 mark for the parallel boxes, 1 mark for the trapezium boxes. You can have 1 mark for your explanation there. Total for the page: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's the total for your C grade questions.